everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Mollie McCarroll, and I'm back today to talk to you about Mississippi missing documents, or Mississippi financial aid missing documents. So before I get into that, I just want to mention that last week Brandy spoke about Mississippi financial aid. And this video would be really helpful for you to hear more about opportunities for those Mississippi grants. And so if you weren't able to listen to that video, I would definitely encourage you to go back and listen to Brandy talk about Mississippi financial aid so that today's information makes a little bit more sense as to what those missing documents are and how that kind of correlates. So if you're a student who has filled out Mississippi financial aid, or in the future you're filling out Mississippi financial aid, most likely once you submit that application, you may receive an email that talks about missing documents, okay? And we don't want you to see that email and be alarmed or worry. We really want you to just know kind of what this information is, what these missing documents might be. We don't want you to think that you missed anything or that you did your application incorrectly. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what those missing documents are. Now in this email, especially if you're a current high school senior, this email may be pertaining to missing documents that your high school counselor has to submit for you, okay? So in the process of filling out your Mississippi financial aid, these 3 different grants that you could potentially receive, of course, students only are able to receive one of these, but during this process, your high school counselor most likely has to submit your ACT score and your high school core curriculum, your classes, your high school classes that you're taking. And so you'll even see that if you get that missing document email and you log into your Mississippi financial aid dashboard, you'll see on there missing documents, ACT score, core curriculum. Those are items that your high school counselor will submit for you. So don't worry if you do see something like that. What we want you to pay attention to if there are maybe other missing documents that you have to submit. So let's say that maybe you have a special circumstance, okay, and maybe on your missing documents it's asking you to submit a paper or a certain document. We want you to kind of be aware of those kinds of things that might pop up, okay? So first I want to talk about how you can log into your dashboard to double check to see if you have any of those missing documents, okay? So whenever you created your application, at the very end it asked you to create a username and a password. So you can actually go back to msfinancialaid.org. You can log in using your username and password that you created, and you can see your dashboard. There will even be a little section titled Documents, and you can click that, and if it says no documents missing, I want to look up the specific wording. It might even say something like no documents needed at this time, or no documents missing. If that's the case, then you're probably good to go. You don't have anything missing. But you may see in that section, like we talked about earlier, your ACT scores or maybe your core curriculum. That is what your counselor is submitting on your behalf. Or you may see other documents needed. Now I want to give an example of something that you may see there. A lot of the times, students are filling out their FAFSA along with their Mississippi financial aid application. So they actually use your FAFSA as a way to determine Mississippi residency, because we know with Mississippi financial aid, only students who are residents of Mississippi attending a college in the state of Mississippi can receive one of those grants. So you may see the FAFSA as one of your missing documents if you haven't filled that out yet. So that's a really good thing to note, is that filling out the FAFSA can be really helpful for Mississippi financial aid. And then also a parent's driver's license. So let's say you're going through the application and for some reason you're unable to submit their driver's license. You can actually opt out of that during the application, and then you can go back and you may see on your documents that that parent driver's license number is needed. So that is something that you can come back and submit if needed. So those are just kind of some examples of some things that you might see under your missing documents on your Mississippi financial aid. Now I just want to briefly talk about deadlines, okay? So we know that through this college process, deadlines are a thing, okay? And so we want to make sure that you're not missing any of these deadlines associated with supporting documents or any kind of missing documents for Mississippi financial aid. Okay, I see somebody asked what's the name of the website you just said. mississippiFinancialaid.org. So if that's the one that you're referring to, this is the website for Mississippi Financial Aid. So that's where you can go to submit your application, and also you can log in if you already have an account. That's where you can go to log back in and to view your dashboard. So thank you for asking that. So I want to talk about deadlines really quick. So when we're looking at the HELP grant, so maybe you're a student who is eligible for the HELP grant, okay? Any kind of supporting documents or missing documents that are needed for the HELP grant have to be submitted by April 30th. So that's the same deadline for those counselors who have to submit that core curriculum and also your ACT score, right? Because these grants are based on academics. You can go back to Brandy's video and watch that if you need a bit more information about what that looks like. But April 30th is the deadline for HELP grant documents to be submitted. Now for supporting documents for MTAG and for MESG, it's October 15th. So when we're thinking about our current seniors, I just want to put this into perspective for you. Current seniors right now, it's April 30th of 2021 and October 15th of 2021. Okay, and so I just wanted you to know that October 15th is not of 2020. You haven't missed that deadline, okay? And so just putting that into perspective for you, there are deadlines associated with missing documents. Make sure you utilize checking your dashboard if you're unsure about maybe a document that you have to submit. And then also, please know that you can reach out to us at Get to College if you have additional questions. Talk to a counselor at your high school if you do have additional questions. And also, you can reach out to the Mississippi Financial Aid office, but we are also here as a resource to you if you ever need to book an appointment or reach out to us about any of these missing documents or about filing Mississippi Financial Aid. We are here to help. And I hope that this was helpful to you so that you can kind of know a bit more about Mississippi Financial Aid and the missing documents process. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great afternoon. And again, this has been Mississippi Missing Documents. I'm Mollie McCarroll, and I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.